What's good? Konnichiwa, bitches. Unstable creature here, coming off the line. But of course, my review to the preseason. And I just want to say this. I don't know why everybody be trying to downplay the preseason like the preseason ain't the opening and introduction to what we have to deal with or see within, everything that we have. And I know sometimes you don't have, your major players playing, but in our case, our players played. So, without no further ado, I'm just gonna jump right into it because, of course, I just want to say I wasn't mad at the way it was played, and of course, it is the preseason, and I can't actually take much from it, but I want to give a lot to it because just paying attention to each quarter and how everybody did their thing individually, but at the same time, the announcers did bring some things to like that I was just looking like, okay, I was sitting in the dark, but looking at like, oh, that is what it is, and it is what it is. Okay, so I want to start off. Kudos to O'Connor coming out doing their thing, very clean. I can say, very. Well, I ain't gonna say very, but I would just say in the pocket. And I can understand with the guys that you already have, how everything just comes together, or you trust in more of that structure. But I do like you were able to maneuver and work with the older guys. Minshew, worked with the newer guys, and that kind of made me pay attention to both of them in the pocket, which the announcer did say. O'Connor, comfortable in the pocket. Minshew, not so comfortable in the pocket, and I guess that is from being with the different sets of people, you know what I mean, or taking a couple in, couple out, whatever. But also looking at that is like a give and take in certain things because just like he was Aiden O'Connor, just like he was in the beginning, you know, not being that's just like being just coming onto the scene. You just coming onto the scene. You're not sure if they have your back or not, or whatever, whatever. So you have to maneuver in all ways. You have to pay attention, just like crossing the streets. Okay, people hitting right, people hitting left, people coming straight ahead. So it's almost like that. You want to trust in the pocket, but you also want to pay attention to everything that is around, and you want to maneuver a little bit faster, but stay on the clean and safe side. But you gotta maneuver a little bit, not outside of the pocket, but just maneuver a little bit like faster. Just trusting more of your instinct and just your pocket. You know what I mean? Because this was the problem before. This wasn't a problem before, but if I was saying like protect the asset, protect the pocket. Now, if you have that protection within that pocket, especially dealing with the original guys, bam. Now you can sit on that, but also keep in mind, okay? People also have their ways of maneuvering through certain situations, so that's why you have to lock it down. Pay attention to your surroundings. Keep in mind, your guys is gonna hold it down as much as possible, but guess what? You have got to stand strong on your shit and start releasing it. Now let's get to Minshew. Minshew, he was releasing it, and that's because of the comfort in the pocket. It wasn't as comfort. You have to move a little bit faster because you don't want to get caught up. This is a time where they're both not in competition, but saying where they can stand in these type of situations because even though you can get stuff, like I said before, and anytime you can get stuff off in practice and all this other stuff, you can learn a person. But once it comes down to the field, the interaction with everything, and mind you, personalities come into play. If they see you in a corner, they're gonna try to knock you out. It's just gonna be that. And even though you have that in practice, the game. Come on now. So, yeah, and even though he was able to put some scores up, we also, came to a point where him getting off, we also probably lost a whole lot of yarding because I was looking at also the defense turning it off. As far as you keep scoring down the field, you also have to pass that ball off. This is the reason why I did say with the structure of Gruden, because like I said, you once you get your offense, now you know how to stretch it, you know how to slow things down, you know how to do this, but it's good to move forward with a nice pace and keep it going. Gruden used to really like stretch the time out, and other players when it came down to that last minute, since they were used to us stretching the time out coming down to the last minute, they used to try to eat our asses up. Not saying now, I don't know if somebody else is coming back on that whole let's like do that, but I can see that on Aiden's side, and then on Minshew's side is just the whole, the rush game, him actually not, I don't want to say standing out for himself or looking out for himself, but trying to pay attention to basically all aspects, but with with that, it's almost like still be mindful. Because, like I said, just as fast as he got the ball off, he also was able to turn over a whole lot of points by allowing that to happen. That also falls on our defense as well. I mean, because we can get that, we can score fast as possible or do all of this stuff, get off and stuff like that, but it's going to take our defense to get that ball back. Whether they don't allow them to score or it's a turnover. Like that's what we need to start looking for in all all of the players. So yeah, that's like my look at the first and the second. Yeah, the structure is a little bit different, but since I probably need to go back on the fourth quarter because I want to see more of a mix up. And even though the major players play with O'Connor, that kind of give like a sign, but at the same time, I would have liked to see them working both sides with everybody. I want to see O'Connor like really just executing, doing with the OGs and the new guys, and vice versa with Minshew. Like just making sure that everybody can execute their position all the way around, because if whoever's the starter, what I mean, if the main players are not put out or not hurt, injured, still on the go, ready to go the whole game, the quarterback may have these hiccups, may get injured, may do this, they have to step out, they still have to play that time. And it's almost like, and even though they have that down pat, I'm talking, but at the same time, it's like I wanted to see that during the preseason, especially it's the opening. I mean, it's not going to hurt anything. We still end up losing that game, but I was just looking like, yeah, it just shows a lot. It shows a lot, because do we want to eat up these? Do we want to eat up the points like that and still allow them to also eat off of our plate, or do we want to, eat securely, but make sure, I want to say like the leftover, make sure we have enough room to continue to make up, because we would like make up more, because we would run the time down. If we run the time down and they score, it's almost like we only have like this small window of opportunity. And even in these small windows of opportunity that is, some people are able to execute, maybe get a field goal or something, it is way more important. Because I know it's like the more time, even though we leave on the clock for ourselves, we also could leave on the clock for them and vice versa. But when we stretch it out a little bit too long or wait too long to execute something, it kind of hurts us in the end. A lot of times, if we go out there, go man for man, beat for beat, score for score, and we put enough numbers up on the board by the end of the game, we tend to be higher. We tend to have more. It's only when we try to settle to keep not only ourselves and others in the box that we come up with lesser. And sometimes it be teeter-tottering, like who's gonna win. But when we really push forward, come out the gate, put up real numbers and all of that stuff, it's almost like either they catch up or they can't catch. Like we need to be on that, and I don't want to like bring nobody to their knees or fatigue anybody out, but it's like Man, they're preseason. But at the same time, if you get this in your system for pros, I mean, come on now. Who could stop you? You already got a lot going on for your structure, for your foundation, and your system. Like I said, it's what you do with it, how you execute it, how you put each other into position, how you support each other, and actually just make it happen. Okay, make it happen, and don't fall short. Sometimes I be seeing this in the, some of them in the game. Your momentum gotta stay high. Keep that momentum high, and y'all gonna continue to soar. Yes, it is a preseason, and like I said, I enjoy being able to see different stuff, and yeah, yeah, moving down the field, and then the players that O'Connor had, I was just looking like, okay, it could, but I think that we should just serve it up a little bit better, a little bit faster, just be more proficient and efficient in everything that we do. I'm just hungry, y'all. I'm not becoming slow. I was supposed to make this video days ago, and you know how you make notes and you be fresh off of your notes. I done made these notes days ago, and I'm just putting shit together. All right, okay. Now, what I do have to say, O'Connor, look, trust in yourself, trust in the line, but use your intuition. Be able to, the same way you be slow about it, be a little bit fast about it, because that way you could, hit some of these windows. Minshew, you gotta trust your line a little bit better. Could be the younger, could be the things that you've seen in practice or dealt with in practice or whatever the case may be. But start trusting in that line, because even though you're able to, get some of these, get us down the field, it's almost like we still losing out in other ways, and that is something that we have to pay attention to. Now, this is not a contradiction to what I was saying about the, coming in a little faster and all of that stuff. Because, like I said, if you didn't trust the pocket and you moved a certain way for whatever reason or had to move for this and this and this, even though that looks good, that looks cool, but be mindful. We're trying to help us and help us, not help us and then help them. Like I said, it's certain things that need to be corrected within the defense that we're using, as far as like certain people and all that, and then the offense. If that's the case, like help people out, help up the hole. Okay. With that being said, I just hope everything just come together, because I feel like y'all really deserve it. With all the cleaning up, all the straightening up, and all of the catching and correcting that everybody's trying to do, and hopefully y'all continue with it, because even though times could feel like it's hard and strenuous, or you don't see the progress, be mindful. You can be blinded by your situations, or be so in depth of your situations you don't actually see the outside. You're looking in the pot, and all you see is the inside of the pot. You don't see the outside of the pot and how well things are cooking and what we smelling. Not from. I need to get out of the house. Ain't nothing but food, kids, cats, animals, clothes. I need to have different references. But, that's nor here nor there. It is late. About to call it a night. Have a blessed one. In Jesus' name. Amen.